What's going on, YouTube gang? Y'all know I gotta show y'all around the car. Y'all already know today we'll be driving. We got the BMW i8 Roadster here. Man, this car is nice. But in today's video, I got a request by someone. And you guys, I'm not kidding. The guy's name is Someone. So I got a request to make this video about my ultimate parts, how to unlock ultimate parts, what is ultimate parts, how do you get ultimate parts, ultimate plus parts. All of the stuff like that is going to be in this video, so you guys are going to want to watch this whole entire video. It's basically going to be a long explanation video about how to get ultimate parts. It's not a cut and dry simple answer on how to get them. You have to do a lot of things and you have to do them specifically, okay? So I'm going to explain all that in this video for you guys, and I'm also going to explain something I found about engine tuning, which I think is extremely interesting. At the end of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and explain that. But for right now, to start off getting ultimate parts, as you guys can see, this is a heat level 3 race. Now normally at the bottom of this race under reward, it should show a part. So you see I clicked over the heat 5 race and it shows me a little icon with a U underneath it. That is the part you get if you win that race. That is how you get the ultimate parts, you guys. You have to basically win the high heat races and it will grant you a random part just in general. Now, in order to get the ultimate parts, because it's not, they don't explain this to you, but you have to actually be rank 50 in the game to unlock those parts. So those are just exclusive parts that you earn from playing in the night. As you can see, I went ahead and I did a race because I have to raise my heat level. So I'm just going to do a heat race. And I'm just going to go ahead and just let this play out. I'm going to let you guys watch this race and then I'm going to come right back. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and skipped ahead. I did a race just then, and then I went ahead and I did another race right after that. So as you guys can see right here, my heat is at 3 and I'm now eligible to go ahead and do the high heat race. After this race, it's supposed to show me that I'm supposed to be getting a part. I don't know why it's not showing me, but normally after any high heat race you do, and there's only 2 that you can do per night, so you can get 2 parts per night, and you have to keep playing the night. So you have to actually go out every night, do the high heat races over again They're in random locations. They're all different races, so they're not ever the same, and you don't ever get the same part. One night you might get a turbo, the next night you might get a supercharger, the next night you might get a crankshaft. It's all completely random, and you may get a performance plus part, you may not. It doesn't matter. These races also tailor towards your car level. So let's say if your car is level 200 and you unlock a high heat race, you will also be racing against the cars on your same level. So the game auto adjusts your level, and I believe this is the only type of races that actually do that. With any car you got, the rival cars will be the same exact number of your car. So if your car is 391 and you start this race, the other races will be at level 391 as well, and that is actually really good. You also, I don't know when you unlock high heat races, but I know that it also works for the ultimate parts just like it works for the regular elite parts or pro parts. Any high heat race will give you parts, but in order to win the ultimate parts, you have to do the high heat races. You just have to. It's just, that's the only way you can get them. So I'm gonna let this race play out, and I'm gonna be right back, you guys.
Picked up our chase from the previous suspect. Get in there.
Okay, so here we are. We finally unlocked. We got to Heat 5. It took me a while to get to Heat 5, actually. I did like maybe 3 or 4 races to get here. But now we're at Heat 5. Now you guys can see what the rewards are. You also need like around, I think, $20,000 or $40,000 to be able to get into the high heat races. You need money, you guys. That's also something I forgot to say. You're going to need money in order to get into the races. The game won't let you start the race unless you have at least $40,000 or $50,000 to get into these races. I think the Heat 5 ones is $40,000. I think the Heat 3 races is $20,000 or $40,000. One of the two. I can't even remember. But you're gonna need money in order to get into these races or even be eligible to race in them. So this is a Heat 5 race, and you guys, you're going to want to also have a car that can hit the cops real good and can run away from them, because 9 out of 10 times when you do these high heat races, you usually are pretty much at heat level 4. After you finish the Heat 3 races, you're usually like right at Heat 4, and there's a high probability that you guys can just lose them parts, and then you have to redo everything. So it's like a good 30 minutes to an hour's worth of time, you know, that you spend trying to get to Heat 5 and grinding these races out. You don't want to lose that progress. I'm gonna let you guys know right now that the supercars are not really that good for getting hit at all. They're just not. I personally, when I'm playing with the cops, I like to use my Viper because it has a mix of everything. It's fast, and it's a tank. It's a bully, you know. But when I use like my Ferrari Testarossa, it doesn't. That car has as much like damage reduction perks on it as I could put, and that car still gets destroyed. Like, I get hit by the cops, like even with the Corvettes or anything, and they just tear me up. And I got videos showing you guys like me getting busted and getting hit by the cops and how much damage it actually takes. It's ridiculous. But I'm gonna let this race play out. After this race finishes, see, you guys can see here that I'm actually in front of the cops. and I'm managing not to get the Heat 5 on me, which is what you guys want to do. You guys are going to want to race these races as good as possible, because if you get the cops on you in the Heat 5 races, they're going to start sending everything. And I mean, they're going to start sending you roadblocks on the race. They're going to start putting spike strips down on the race. They will send a helicopter, and once the helicopter's on you, it's nearly impossible to get away from them unless you do like a crazy jump or something, or you go under a building. And they will send the rhinos, and the Corvettes. The worst of all is the Corvettes. The Corvettes will keep up with you no matter what kind of car you got. So luckily for me, they ended up chasing the races behind me, and they didn't end up actually chasing me in this slow ass i8, because this i8 was very slow. So yeah, after this you'll see that I get a performance part, and then I just go straight into my garage after this race and I bank the part. That's what you guys are going to want to do. You're going to have the performance part after you lose or win the race. Obviously you're going to want to come in first place, and you're going to want to go ahead and just bank that right into your house, and you get it. So that's pretty much all you guys need to know about ultimate parts. You got to be rank 50, you got to do the high heat races to unlock them, and you have to keep playing the high heat races. You have to keep getting to heat 3 and heat 5 and doing those same races and getting those parts to your safe house in order to unlock them. If you don't get them to your safe house, they won't unlock. If you get it busted, they won't unlock, or maybe they will. I don't know. That's yet to be confirmed. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I got a bonus at the end of the video for you guys. I'll make a quick note on that, but
You're a terrible example to young children. That was awesome.
Thinking of going for a drive later, so shout now if you want something.
okay, you guys, so if you reached this part of the video, congratulations, you're a god. Now, I found something funny here. I don't know what this is, but as you guys can see here, I have the BMW M3 GTR's engine inside of this Acura at the moment. I went ahead and took this engine and put it into my BMW i8. You see, I just took it out of my car. I just put the stock engine back into this car. I selected the BMW i8 because the i8 and the Acura can use this same engine. I took it and I put that same engine into the BMW i8, and I was surprised to see that this engine, for some weird reason, works better inside of the Acura. So this engine is faster inside of the Acura, even though it's the same exact engine. I don't know why that is. It doesn't make any sense, because I figured this would be a BMW, and the BMW would, naturally, benefit more from that engine inside of it. But apparently the Acura benefits more than the i8 does. Look at the stat difference. If you guys like go back and reverse the video, you'll see that I think the i8 was at 390 something and the Acura is just straight past 400 with the same exact engine. The parts didn't change, the engine didn't change. They were swapped between two different cars, and that's just... But I'm gonna go ahead and mention that the front wheel drive cars in this game, the engine swapped low level tier cars in this game are extremely overpowered. They're fast as hell. I want to go ahead and mention that. Get a front wheel drive car and get the engine swap in there. I promise you guys that car is going to be extremely fast. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Please like, subscribe, comment for more content like this, and I'm out. Peace.